Alright, I want to do some real-time drawing, so let's do that. I have no plans or any idea on what I'm gonna make, but I just want to get some art making in this morning. So I'll just put some marks down in real time for once, and we'll see where it goes. It occurred to me that I've never just done real-time drawing on this channel. So I was like, that's crazy. How could I have not done that? So I figured that I just do something where I don't really have to edit much and just talk. Or not. I might not talk either. Might not say much. But wherever this goes, this is a process, and you can draw along if you'd like. So, in this early little spot, in whatever this painting will be, I'm just laying down what I think would be interesting colors. This is really how I'm feeling right now. I don't know what this is. It's not an emotion. At least I don't think it is. But it's the colors I'm feeling right now. It doesn't have to make sense to anyone but me. Okay. Let's paint something. I don't know what though. Let's probably sculpt something out of this void I've created. This little dimension. I've tried doing one of these videos where I just make the art and talk occasionally about what's on my mind or what I'm thinking about as I'm making it. It's actually kind of difficult to do this, specifically in the early part of the painting, because I feel like that's where I need the most attention. Once I get to the part where things are somewhat coming together, I can kind of have a vision of what I think this will look like. It becomes easier at that point. So then I can focus on like, okay, I'm doing this here, I'm doing that here. And my mind can wander a little more, but it's kind of difficult at this step. I should say I never did anything with my other attempts at recording videos like this. Always had some interruption, or I didn't want to finish the painting, or whatever happened. But I will actually try to post this one and not let it sit on my hard drive. I don't have any reference for this painting, because I want to play around with not using it sometimes and just seeing what happens as I react to what's on the canvas instead. More of an exercise. And also, I don't feel like endlessly hunting for a reference only to know that I'm probably not going to deviate from it much. So, for me, why not just not start with one at all? And if I'm like, okay, I need a reference for this part, after I've already gotten into the painting a decent way, like made some decent progress into the painting, then I will seek out that reference. I'll take a break and then look for what I feel matches the thing that I'm going for. But it's I'm growing more and more disinterested in that whole reference hunting process in the beginning, which is crazy that I have to do that because I have reference boards with like thousands of images, yet I'm still searching. Maybe I have too many images. I've tried smaller reference boards, but then I ended up drawing the same few images. I don't know. I haven't found a healthy balance. And I don't mean to make any statement about if you should use reference or not, or if you should do any of that. Do whatever you want, honestly. It just happens to be that right now this is what I want to do with regard to references. So that's what I will do. I wanted to readjust this, so before I did anything, I just made a copy of this color so that I can readjust things and still have something underneath. So it's like it's not transparent. And eventually I'm going to merge all of those down. Not sure what I'm gonna do with this part, but just exploring, seeing what comes up. Sorry if you hear any just general background noise. I I'm sort of a control freak when it comes to environment, sound, and all that, but I live in an apartment in a city, so I can only have so much control over that. So I figured I might as well just see. There's an airplane passing right now. I figured I might as well just not worry about the sound. Um, so you hear someone revving their engine in the background, or some random person shouting outside. So be it. You will hear that, and you will come to ignore it just as I do, because I don't have any control over that. And I also figure that you'll be able to hear the scritch scratch of the drawing tablet in my keyboard if you're interested in that as well, since I don't have crazy noise suppression on. Still don't know what's going on, but you know as much as I do about what's happening right now. That's what's so cool about painting. Painting without a plan, that is. Even if you had a plan, I'm sure things would go a little differently than you expected. Unless you did it hundreds of times already. I like not knowing what to expect. It's actually 6 a.m. right now. I don't have too much time to draw during the day. So I started waking up at 5 a.m. Before work and getting some painting in. I think it's a good start to my day. Being able to draw or paint on a mediocre day makes it into a good day, and drawing on a good day makes it a great day. Drawing before your day starts, for me, helps set the tone for the rest of the day. Then I don't have to worry about work. I won't have time to draw. And other thoughts that I tend to have. I'll just do the drawing first. And then if I feel up to it, I can come home and then draw for maybe 30, 45 more minutes. And, and that's nice. I like when I get to do that. All right, I notice when I'm talking, I kind of just poke around at small little areas like this. But when I'm quiet, I can solve bigger problems like what the heck is going on. So I'm going to shut up a little bit so I can pay attention. Adjust the contrast a little bit. Oh, I like that. When I every once in a while, I just play with the contrast in the middle of the painting process. Um, but I'll also desaturate it before I adjust the contrast, because otherwise it'll be a little more saturated than I want it to be. Like it would have looked like this a little bit, which could be okay. I just want to build up the saturation rather than starting with it really saturated. So I have it like this for now. So I do a lot of scribbling over some areas. Well, over the whole painting, it looks like right now. Um, and sometimes or usually I'm doing these little scribbles without thinking much, just filling in an area with interesting texture. And as an as a consequence of that, and I don't mean a negative consequence, it's just a happy accident, I notice little shapes that form within the scribble, these scribbles that I put down. So then I can come back later with a more intentional, like, look at these scribbles and notice shapes in there that just formed accidentally, and kind of like push them into, like, form them a little bit. Like, I see some shapes in here that have potential to be like catching light. I can't really, yeah. Over here, they're like planes over here. They're facing what I feel would be where the light is. And it wasn't intentional, but now that I'm noticing it, I'm trying to flesh that out. So that'll happen a lot. And I think that's what makes the not having a reference a little easier, when I just do stuff like that and come back to it at another point in the painting. And your mind will try to spot patterns in what it looks at, what it thinks is nonsense. And that's cool. Oh, and at random points of the painting, I'll just duplicate the layer. I have a hotkey for duplicating. It's just a copy. So I'm just going to continue working on this copy. And so if I ever, I do this when I'm like, okay, I kind of like where it's at right now. I like where the painting's at. I want to maintain this energy. Because sometimes I veer off course and I overwork it, or I take it a different direction without even noticing. So I can always just flip between the new one and the original, like a save state, like a checkpoint, and kind of assess where I was taking it. And a lot of times I'll like erase back. This is an eraser, by the way. I'll erase back, or just go back completely if I don't like a direction I was taking it. And it helps me not hate a painting, because like I won't feel like, oh, I don't like it anymore. It was fine, but it like lost that energy. No, just save it when you like the energy and go back and merge it somehow. All is not lost. I'm really liking these colors. And they really are just random colors. Well, they're not that random. They're how I feel. That's what I said earlier. But I think they look cool. I just want to savor them. That's what I notice about my paintings when it comes to color, is that I like these otherworldly colors. I don't feel compelled to have anything represent reality. And I want each painting to kind of be its own little its own dimension, its own realm of existence. I think a painting, or at least my paintings, are like worlds. And they're not worlds I design with a storytelling mindset or a world building mindset. But more so, they're just dimensions. They're little glimpses into some alternate reality where there are absurd colors like this, and things don't make sense, and you have backgrounds and characters floating in a very celestial fashion. I don't know, I like it. And each time I work on a painting like this with these absurd colors or scribbles and just overall silliness, it's like a chance to just bask in the atmosphere of this little world. That's what I love. I love the atmosphere. Or I love creating atmospheres. I love creating moods, but nothing specific. No concrete, easy to identify emotion, because I don't have one in mind when I paint. I just want to capture some sort of energy that is not on Earth. That's what I like. I was really overthinking before I started recording with a blank canvas in front of me. Because usually I don't worry too much about blank canvas. I just make something. But this time I sat here with the intent to record. So that's what made it a little scary, because I'm like, oh, I have no idea what I'm going to draw. But I just did something anyway, I guess. Got over the hard part, the mental part. I see all sorts of colors here that I wasn't even intending, like this blue. But my eyes catch stuff like that. I kind of want to exaggerate it a little, not too much, but I like the little notes of color that like appear suddenly that were totally not intentional, and just running with it. It's cool to me that that could happen. Like, did I put those marks down to make that happen? Yes. But I didn't do it. It was totally unintentional. Here I see like a turquoise color that I want to exaggerate. I'm going to make it more saturated, and then go over it a little bit. Yes, that's what I want. Great. I don't know what that serves, but I felt it should go there, so I put it there. I can't dwell on this painting for too long before I have to go. So I want to get it to a point where I can be okay calling it like a morning sketch and just have it at some level of finish or not. I like how a painting looks not finished as well sometimes. But I at least want to get all the main stuff down, which means I should probably not focus on little things like this, but I can't help it. I just like doing that. I started with this border, this little outline of this this dark red color, and I'm kind of painting over it a little bit, which will add to the realism of this shape of their head. Because it's not like a hard border anymore, which doesn't really happen. I did say this is its own universe, so I could leave the border there and that could just be how light works in according to the rules of physics in this little dimension, but I want some link with our reality a little bit. So I'll do things that remind our eyes of how shapes and light work on Earth. I sound like I'm speaking a lot of nonsense right now, don't I? It's okay if you think that. Art is hard to explain. See what happens if I go for a redder sort of light. I like that more. Now what? Now what? I don't know. It's messing around. gonna have a short coffee break. Okay. I have coffee sitting here on my desk that I forgot about. I don't drink coffee. I actually never liked coffee unless it was like iced or dessert coffee. But I started trying to drink it more recently. Just trying ways to make it that I might like. I don't know. I like the smell of coffee. I like the taste of it, but I don't like hot coffee. But I think it's changing. Maybe if I like coffee, I'll have something to look forward to in the morning. And I don't know, maybe it'll make me a better artist. And that's always a good thing. So I'll give it a try. I wonder how long I can record until my cat yells at me. He likes to do that. I think he wonders why I talk to myself. I wonder why he doesn't talk to himself. Are you drawing right now? Are you even listening to this video still? Are you looking at your screen? What are you doing? I want to know. I'm just curious. Just curious. Okay. Oh yeah, there's more of this painting that I said I was going to work on and forgot again. Okay. Let me. Oh look. Okay. So we've developed it more. So I think we're going to go back on what I said about these edges. And I'm going to erase some of them. So let me compare before and after. So I like this shape before I remove the red, like the thicker red edges. But I don't know. I think I want them there. See, that's why I make the new layer, because you never know. Yeah, I'm gonna remove them and then merge it onto a copy of this old version right here. So now I have one layer. Oops, sorry if you're in a dark room and have flashbang, you do. Now I have this on one layer with the old version. Because I erased out that little part. Put some richer hues in here. Some rich saturated red in some parts. Just for visual interest. Okay, for real. The rest of the painting. I think I do that because I don't know where to take the rest of it, but that's fine. We can just mess around. What will this guy be doing? I have no idea. The urge to go back and mess with the hair is so strong. I think I need to constantly remind myself that I don't need to plan or know where anything has to go. I just need to make marks and actually see things happen on the canvas instead of trying to imagine it in my head first. Because I get in a situation where more often than not I can't imagine in my head where something could go, so I just avoid working on that. And instead I should just recognize I'm probably not going to imagine a perfect plan. If I do, great, but I'm not going to do that more than likely. So I should just do something anyway, and that'll actually give me material to work with instead of working with nothing. Like, if I planned this painting, would I do any of this that I'm doing right now? I don't think so. But that doesn't mean that it's better or worse either way, to have planned or not. Hope that makes sense. If that didn't make sense, then oh well. Sorry if that was mean. I didn't mean to be mean. Alright, time to crop this painting a little bit. I could use the rectangle selection to crop it, but I just go to the farthest edges with the lasso because I don't want to constantly switch. when you're painting strands of hair, well, first let me say what I used to do. I used to always paint the strands as if they're like in the light, like using the lightest color. I don't think you always have to do that. In fact, I think it's more interesting if you take, or if you think about the fact that if like whatever's going on here, whatever's going on here in this little band is the lightest, then take something outside of that and make the strands that instead. Because they might not directly be hitting the light. If that makes any sense. That's what I was just thinking about, so I wanted to say it. I love this brush that I've been using for most of this painting and just a lot in general. It's this flat texture brush that I found the template of it, like the shape of the brush and the texture elsewhere. I have no idea where, like genuinely. But I changed the texture, changed the properties of the brush. I changed basically everything about it. I tweaked the heck out of it to make it exactly how I want it. I was in the lab with this brush. I was experimenting. And I got something that I really love. It has like a hard edge. So I can carve away. I can carve. I love carving. It's like sculpting. Sorry, I muted for a second so someone in their loud car can pass. I can carve away. I can also get soft edges with it if I want. It's a great all-rounder for me right now. Please don't ask for the brush. I'm gonna gatekeep it. Also, I think it'll only work with Clip Studio Paint, so I don't feel like figuring out all that stuff. It's not the brush. Look, it's not the brush. The brush doesn't make your painting, you do. I just happen to like this one. It fits my style. Alright, I'm undoing like crazy because I felt like there was something that I lost that I didn't make like a save state for. Okay. It was this edge of the hair over here. I feel like I want another go at that. Before I did all of that, I copied where I was. Okay, and then undid all the way back. And now I can erase. Why is there an airplane passing right now? I can erase out of my the new one on top and kind of like get back that old little part that I liked. Yeah. Yep. And I can merge them back now. Cool. I don't know what's going on here, but this, I love this. I don't know how it happened, but these colors are delicious. Look at that. Oh, I want to eat it. That's so good. I'm gonna put it somewhere. Let me put it right here. Yeah. I just love that patch of colors. And I didn't do it, it just happened. It just happened. This is such an unorthodox way of working. I don't usually do this, but well, I sometimes do it, just not often. Just cut a patch of color from another layer. Just start throwing it into the painting on another spot. Cool. I made that part. This little part is now 1% more interesting to me. My process is very messy anyway, so I think doing that lends itself well to how I work. Okay, time to throw in a random splotch, or 2 or 3 a very saturated red, like almost pure red. I do this in every painting, almost every painting. Somewhere I will find a spot to just put pure red. It doesn't matter what the color scheme is. Just put red. It looks so cool. It's my style. Yeah. Alright, I'm back to scribbling again. This is also my style. Scribble core. Get so many cool textures just by scribbling and blending and scribbling and blending. Yeah, it's fun. It really makes you feel like you're making art. Art with air quotes. I found a nice spot to put a vanishing edge. I was wondering why I felt I wanted to put a vanishing edge right there. I was wondering, did I subconsciously feel that this value was so close to this value that I could just blend them together and no information would be lost? But I wasn't sure. They're very close. I think this red is the same value as whatever this sort of patch of color is. And this is close, so I think my mind said blend. Blend it to lose that edge. And I said, yes, brain. I like making these subconscious decisions while working and then taking a step back and investigating why I did that. I notice there's a lot of intuition in my process. And I don't know the reasons behind all of that intuition. So I always, when I notice those decisions, I pull back and kind of investigate them and try to hypothesize why I decided to do that thing. Makes me more aware of my tendencies. I do love a good lost edge. You don't need those edges. Oh, once again, I forgot that there was more to this painting. You know what? Does there have to be more? I can crop it a little bit more, right? Right? I can crop it. Okay. This painting needs a darker background. So I made a new layer, multiply. And I'm just gonna scribble around different parts of the painting. Oh, I hear a train. I'm gonna scribble around different areas of it, and maybe commit to some of this, maybe not. Everything is experimentation. I really don't know what I'm doing with a lot of this, so. Oh my god. I must stay hunk. If anyone watching this video honks their horn, why do you honk your horn? There are people recording drawing videos nearby, probably. Think about them. Okay, I'm gonna tone this down. And do my usual silliness. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate my old layer, merge this down, And now I can start painting with all of that on one layer. Just unifying these parts. Through scribbles and patience. It's all it takes. It's all you need. One of my favorite things is when I do all of this to try to take the painting in a slightly new direction or just make something different on the canvas and see what happens. And then I switch back to what I had before and decide to discard all of it. I wonder if I'll do that this time. We'll see. It does help being self-aware of that tendency. It's okay to do that. It's okay to work on something and discard it. And go with what you had at first. But it does suck when you keep going back to what you had at first and you don't know how to change it. I don't think I have a solution to that situation. Maybe you can just call it finished right there. I don't know. Okay. Okay. I like that. I'm okay with that. I think it needed some sort of value separation between the sky and the background. They were looking a little more similar than I would have liked. Sometimes I just take advantage of that. I let the background and the subject look very similar so they can blend in and out of each other. Kind of like I did with the lost edge up here with the hair. I do like playing with that idea, but it was a little too much for this one, for me. I'll probably do the same thing in another painting and keep it. I've really been loving turquoise and purple lately. They just go together so well. I love how it looks. Just got an idea. This shoulder, I don't have to define this area with a line, but rather with this shape. Right here, I can just take a, what color am I feeling? I'll take another sort of a dark saturated red like color. No, maybe a little brighter. And then carve out that shape. So instead of using value to define this edge, I will make that contrast with something that's actually of similar value. Let me see if I'm right. Ooh. It's actually darker. Okay. See, it doesn't look like that. This looks... At first glance, this looks lighter than this. I guess when I look closely, I can see how it could be darker, but this is fascinating. Colors are so cool. This part right here, I intended to be lighter, but it's actually darker. Doesn't matter. All I wanted was contrast. But they can be the same value. Like this, how do I say, this little part could be the just as gray as the rest of it. Like these are very close in value. They're not, it's not like this is a hard distinction like this. Like this is the edge and this is the light. So when I do that, it stands out more. No, they don't have to stand out more. The colors are the main point of contrast, not the value. I swear I'm not speaking nonsense. This makes sense. It just occurred to me that I did not save this painting. It's still a default, like untitled sort of canvas. Yeah, I'm gonna save it. And then I'll proceed. Okay, I have saved it and I will finish this up because I do have to go soon. I don't know what I was doing over here with this arm. I think I wanted like a robe sort of. I wanted to drape, but then I forgot about this one. They can both do that, right? It's not very convincing right now, though. No. Maybe. Maybe not. No. I'd rather them both be. I'd rather them both be like this. Ooh, wait. I like that. That's interesting. Feeling chaotic right now. Just want to scribble over everything. I love taking a blending brush and just destroying the edges like this. That's so cool to me. I think it's cool. You know, let's just do it over the whole painting. It's like he's dissolving. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, color. I want color here. I want a saturated color here that will blend out. Yes. I get these little impulses while working with color. I'll just get an impulse to add a certain color somewhere, just a splotch of hue, of glowing hue or something, and it doesn't even. It's totally random. It's like my mind sees it there. It's like it's like a quick time event in like a video game where like in some games how there's like a circle closing in on the button they want you to press, and you gotta press it right when it's like perfect timing, otherwise you miss that chance. Like that's how it is for me. I'll see a color as like a quick time. It's like quick add turquoise here. And I'm like, yes, I will add turquoise. And I do it. And I like it. Listen to those quick time events. Always listen to your brain. Your brain is interesting. Even if your brain tells you to put turquoise and then walks away and doesn't explain why. Just trust it. These little color notes to me they're delicious. They're very tasty. And they certainly aren't they certainly don't have any basis in reality. It's just how I like making my paintings interesting. Stop honking your horns, people. I'm almost done. Surprised my cat hasn't yelled at me yet. I hope I don't jinx it. I'm so close. simplifying a little bit of this area. But there's a little too much going on. I realized I hadn't yet put a saturated blue anywhere. Like just a pure ultramarine. So I'm going to do that. You always got to put a random color somewhere that just doesn't mean anything. Just because it looks interesting. It makes you think, if you're the viewer who didn't see me do that, you're like, huh. Why do you do that? Interesting. And I would answer, I don't know. It is interesting why I decided to do that. Okay. I don't have to define the rest of this. I think I've made my statement with this painting. My statement being this color atmosphere, this environment. Like if I were to blur this completely, it's gonna take a while. If I were to just blur this completely, it's all that matters is the colors to me. I just think these colors are so cool. So that was the goal. It was to capture those colors. And the means through which I decided to do that was through this guy standing here being ominous and celestial. I mean, I do want to poke around at it more because it's just fun to work on. I don't have too much time to do that though. So gonna have to call it finished here. Yeah, my goal with this is to just capture the atmosphere of whatever atmosphere I'm feeling. And that's it. I don't have to finish the rest of that. I've achieved that goal. So, yeah, I think I can move on. And thank you if you listen to all of this, for drawing along. Thank you for drawing along. I know you drew along. Where should I post this? I don't like... I'm still drawing, by the way, because I decided I wanted to say some things. So I might as well draw while I talk. I don't like posting on Instagram. I've been thinking about it for a while. So I'm like, I don't know where else to share my artwork. I want to share the paintings. Like the full, uncompressed, high quality paintings. I just want to post them somewhere. I don't really know where. Maybe I could have my own website at some point for that. I try ArtStation, but you need Pro to post the uncompressed versions. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend money to post art. Art should be free. Or the artist. It doesn't have to be free for the consumer. They can pay up. Anyway, it can be free for them too. Yeah, I don't know where to post my art. So I just have dozens and dozens and dozens of paintings just sitting on my computer that I've just put off looking for a place to share them because I don't know where to anymore. And for whatever reason, all my mind thinks is like, oh, you can do it on Instagram, because I've been posting art on Instagram for years, but I don't think I like Instagram. So if anyone knows or has some ideas or comments on that, that'd be nice to hear. I would love to know where else people would be interested in going if they want to see my art, like where I could let them know, where I could share my art with them. I cannot draw and talk at the same time. Okay, I'm done for real. I swear, I'm done. Okay. I'm done. No, I'm not done. I saw one more thing. Okay, I have to go. I'm going to be late for work. Thank you for drawing, and I will see you in the next one.